Hello and welcome to Japan Lyric Room. In this show, we take our time to savor the lyrics of Japanese songs, delivering the meanings hidden in the phrases and the unique cultural backgrounds of Japan in an easy-to-understand conversational way.
We really do. But before we get into all that underdog energy today, we do need to share a quick housekeeping note with you.
Right, yes. The audio and illustrations in this video use AI, but the project itself is run by two Japanese people living in Japan. And the script is an original explanation, carefully researched and created by human hands.
Yeah, we really do obsess over uncovering the cultural heart of these tracks. And the song we are exploring the lyrics of today is just, it's a masterclass in rebellion.
It really is. So today's song is Bling-Bang-Bang-Born by the wildly talented hip-hop duo Creepy Nuts, which features the rapper Arshite and DJ Matsunaga.
And to really understand this track, we have to start with its origin. So this song was specifically written as the opening theme of the anime Mashle.
Right.
Magic and Muscles. Season 2, specifically.
Yes, Season 2. But what's crazy is that this song, it just refused to stay contained within the anime community. Like, it caused a massive global explosion on social media in 2024.
Oh, absolutely, everywhere.
Right. The BBBB Dance went completely viral. And you know the craziest part?
What's that?
Places like Ukraine and Kazakhstan were some of the very first to catch the wave and start dancing to it. This unstoppable momentum literally led the duo all the way to a performance at Coachella in 2026.
It's a huge testament to how Japanese music is competing and winning on a global standard. But to really grasp why this song hits the way it does, we have to look at the plot of the anime Mashle.
Right, the lore of the show.
Exactly. So the story takes place in this brutal, magical world where your magical talent dictates your entire worth. Like, if you can't use magic, you are a complete outcast, entirely excluded from society.
Wow, so no pressure, right?
Seriously. And then you have the protagonist, Mash. He has absolutely zero magic, but he dominates these elite, arrogant wizards using only his overwhelming, daily trained physical strength.
Which brings us back to my wizard duel analogy. It's just so empowering. But wait, there is a real-world parallel here that is just as compelling, isn't there?
Exactly. Mash's story perfectly mirrors the real-world story of Creepy Nuts themselves. Neither of them plays traditional instruments. They don't read sheet music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they didn't come up through the traditional, polished music industry pipeline at all, but they reached the absolute top of the music scene through the raw, naked skills of rapping and DJing. They took their physical, technical abilities and literally beat the traditional music industry at its own game.
I love that so much. It's the ultimate underdog story.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump right into our lyric explanation.
Let's do it.
So we're going to go through 7 key phrases from the song in strict order. I'll read the phrase and the translation, then we'll read the cultural nuance, and finally we'll break down exactly how it works. Here is phrase 1.
Translated, that's roughly: cheat, gifted, rough technique, wanted taboo, forbidden move, obvious blind spot foul, different dimension, out of this world.
And the cultural nuance we want to focus on here is this. In a society where magic is absolute, Mash's existence, dominating with muscle alone, overturns all common sense.
The way they rapidly stack these descriptions is just breathtaking. But let's look at the specific vocabulary. First, we have the word for blind spot, which is sick.
And the pronunciation guide for that is moten. So he is attacking the literal blind spot of a society that is entirely obsessed with magic. But the more important words here are kinki and kinjite. And this translates to taboos or forbidden moves.
Wait, let me challenge this for a second. Why is using physical force considered a taboo or a forbidden move?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Like, if someone just punches you, shouldn't the elite magic society just laugh at them and arrest them? Why are they so terrified?
That's actually the brilliant part. It's not just a physical threat, it's a structural threat. In a society where power is measured only by magical lineage, someone winning without magic proves the whole system is a lie.
Oh, I see.
Right. It's practically illegal to exist the way he does because it shatters their entire worldview.
Ah, so it's a clash of fundamental realities, which sets up the reaction in our next line perfectly.
Let's hear it.
Phrase 2 is...
This translates to, seriously, this, you, all with just your raw body.
And the cultural nuance for this phrase is, are you serious? Did you really do all this with just your own body, Namami, without tools or magic?
So the word Namami translates literally to raw body or flesh, correct?
Namami.
How is it being applied here?
Well, Namami represents stripped-down humanity in its purest form. We aren't talking about cyborg enhancement.
Or ancient inherited magical bloodlines.
Right. We aren't talking about convenient technological tools or wealthy backers. It's just you, your raw flesh, and the skills you've mercilessly drilled into your own muscles through sheer repetition.
The way the surrounding lyric reacts to witnessing that Namami in action is so funny. It starts with Maji Day.
Maji Day, yes, which is common youth slang for, like, seriously, or are you for real?
And then speaker stammers out, Kori Oma. The word Omae, which means you, literally gets cut off halfway through.
It is a brilliant linguistic choice.
Omae just becomes Oma.
Exactly. The speaker is so utterly speechless, so fundamentally shook by the sheer scale of what this kid achieved with just his bare hands, that their brain short-circuits.
Yeah.
They literally cannot finish the sentence.
The confidence it takes to operate purely on your own Namami leads us right into phrase 3. This translates to, I don't need anyone's influence, I'm icier than your ice.
And the cultural nuance here is, I don't need anyone's authority. My own skills shine colder and sharper than your expensive jewelry.
This is where the social commentary gets really sharp, I think. We need to look at the Japanese term for nepotism, or riding on your parents' coattails.
And the pronunciation guide for that is Nanahikari.
Yes, it literally translates to 7 lights.
7 lights, wow.
Yeah, in Japanese corporate or entertainment culture, there's a lot of frustration around second-generation elites who basically just inherit their authority.
I mean, think about a time you were passed over for a promotion or maybe a spot on a team by someone who was less talented but just had the right connections.
That was the worst feeling. Right. That intense frustration is exactly what RCT is channeling here. And then he contrasts that inherited power with the hip-hop slang ice, meaning diamond jewelry.
Right.
He's essentially saying, I didn't buy my status with my parents' money. My pure, ground-up skill shines brighter and colder. It's more icy than any diamonds you bought with your unearned wealth.
It is just the ultimate flex of the self-made outsider. Which, well, naturally pushes us into phrase 4.
The translation is, mirror, mirror, give me the answer. Who's the best? I'm the best.
And the cultural nuance is, mirror, mirror, give me the answer. Who is the best in the world? No need to wait for an answer, I'm the best.
So, obviously we have a Snow White homage here. But here's where it gets really interesting for me. It's like asking your smart speaker a question. Like, hey device, what is the capital of France? But then screaming Paris before the machine even has a chance to load.
That is hilarious.
You don't actually care what the machine thinks at all?
I really love that analogy. Because in the original fairy tale, the magic mirror represents objective societal truth, right? It tells you your ranking.
Yeah, exactly.
We constantly wait for algorithms or test scores, or social media likes to tell us our worth. But Mash and Creepy Nuts, they refuse to wait for society's mirror to validate them. They ask the question mockingly, and then just provide their own answer.
It's taking the power back. Like, I'm the best. It is so boldly arrogant in the best way possible.
Totally.
And phrase 5 just keeps that raw confidence rolling. This simply translates to, this tongue is bling bling.
And the cultural nuance here is, this tongue of mine, my rap skill, shines brighter than any gemstone.
The essential word here is the Japanese word for tongue, which is bero.
Right. Think about how this connects back to our earlier point about the raw body, the namami.
Oh yeah, for a rapper, the tongue is literally their greatest physical muscle. It is their weapon. So the bling bling isn't a gold chain around their neck.
Yeah.
The true bling is the actual rhymes coming off the physical tongue. Pure skill is their luxury item.
Precisely. Which leads directly to the mechanism of how they deliver those rhymes in phrase 6.
This translates to, my clip is full, raw words, with a soul and a Kansai accent.
And the cultural nuance is, my clip is full of verbal bullets. I'll shoot you through with raw words, Kotodama, imbued with a soul and a Kansai accent.
There is just so much cultural geography packed into this one line.
Arshite. He is proudly bringing his roots from the Kansai region, which includes places like Osaka and Kyoto.
And this really matters because standard Tokyo Japanese is often perceived as, very polite, structured, and formal.
Right, very clean.
But the Kansai dialect is famously gritty, highly expressive, and intensely rhythmic. It carries a totally different conversational weight, making it an incredible tool for hip-hop.
But the deepest cultural concept in this line is the word Kotodama. This is a very ancient Japanese belief that words harbor a literal spiritual power, an actual soul. Like if you say something out loud, the spirit of that word can affect reality.
Oh, wow. So when he says his clip is full of verbal bullets, he isn't just making sounds. He is literally weaponizing his regional identity and shooting you with the actual soul of his raw words.
Exactly. No wonder the music hits the listener so physically.
Seriously. Okay, well, we have reached phrase 7, the grand finale of our main section.
This translates to music, fortune, and victory goddesses, three-timing them again tonight.
And the cultural nuance is music, fortune, and victory. I'll take all 3 goddesses for myself again tonight.
What is so fascinating about this conclusion is the use of the word
Let's read the guide for that together. It's sanmata.
sanmata. This word derives from the Japanese term for two-timing someone in a relationship, but, escalated to three-timing.
Oh my gosh, that is so greedy.
Right. Traditional Japanese values usually emphasize humility. You must humbly pray at a shrine to just one goddess for a small blessing.
But Arshite is out here saying, no, I'm dating all 3 of them simultaneously. He is unapologetically, greedily claiming music, fortune, and victory, all for himself.
The unstoppable, almost arrogant energy of this finale is just infectious. It is the total domination of the music industry.
It really is the peak of the song's momentum. Yeah. He's claiming absolute dominance over every single aspect of success, leaving nothing for anyone else.
Incredible.
All right, so that brings us to the subsection. We're going to do a rapid-fire extra lyrics insight.
Oh, I love this part.
Me too. We'll be digging into the deeper slang and terminology found scattered throughout the track that we haven't really touched on yet. I'll give you the word, we'll read the pronunciation guide together, and we'll break down the meaning.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's go. First up is Murige. This translates to an impossible game.
Right, it's modern gamer slang used for overwhelmingly difficult situations where the odds are so stacked against you, it basically feels like a broken game.
Like facing a magic society with bare fists. Definitely a Murige.
Exactly. Next is Bagu.
Bagu. It comes directly from the English word bug. It basically means a glitch in reality, something defying all logic.
Because Mash's strength isn't just rare, it's literally a system bug in Magic World's programming.
Totally.
Moving right along to Bakureru. The pronunciation guide is Bakureru.
This is a really common street slang for running away from your responsibilities, like ditching class or playing dumb to get out of doing what society expects you to do.
Next up is Dantotsu.
This means being at the absolute untouchable top.
Right, it's being overwhelmingly number one, leaving absolutely everyone else in the dust.
Then we have a really interesting one. The pronunciation guide is Pikaichi. Now, I know this means shining brightest among the rest, but where does this word actually come from? The root is super historical, right?
It is, actually. It originates from hanafuda, which are traditional Japanese flower playing cards.
Oh, the flower cards?
Yeah. In the game, achieving a profoundly outstanding state among all the other cards you hold is the root of this phrase. It's a really great example of ancient gaming culture surviving in modern hip-hop slang.
Man, I love when street slang has a 100-year-old pedigree. Okay, next is Majinai.
In standard Japanese, it translates to spells or curses. But in the context of this specific rap, it's used as a metaphor.
Right.
It refers to their original, unteachable rap skills. Their rhythmic flow is basically their own personal spell.
That is so cool. And finally, we have Ikatsui.
Normally, if you call someone this, it means they look rough, scary, or intimidating.
But not here.
No, in youth culture and hip-hop, it's completely flipped as a high compliment, meaning something that is intensely aggressively cool.
Aggressively cool is the absolute perfect way to describe this whole track.
It really is.
And, well, if we pull back and look at the emotional summary of all the lyrics we've explored today, Bling-Bang-Bang-Born really is the ultimate anthem for the have-nots.
Definitely.
It teaches us such a vital lesson. We shouldn't lament our lack of magic, and, in our world, magic could mean money, status, or innate privileged talent. Instead, we have to relentlessly polish our own personal raw selves, our Namami.
That is the core truth of the song. When creepy nuts shout that they were born to shine and bang just exactly as they are, it gives the listener immense courage.
Yeah, it really does.
It tells you that you don't need society's magic to make the whole world go wild. You just need to weaponize what you already have.
Exactly. I want to leave you, the listener, with a thought to mull over today. We talked about that Snow White mirror earlier and how the duo refuses to wait for the mirror to judge them.
Right, they just scream their own answer.
Yes. Once you stop waiting for the mirror to answer you, once you stop needing external algorithms, bosses, or societal expectations to validate your worth, you are already standing at the starting line for the top.
That's powerful.
Your own belief in your raw self is the only magic you will ever actually need.
A powerful and perfect way to summarize the culture behind the music. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the audio with us today. We deeply appreciate it. We want to let you know that our blog has been updated with even more detailed lyric explanations.
There's so much more to uncover.
There is. If you want to savor the lyrics more deeply, please check the website via the link in the description box below. Also, if you enjoyed the program today, please subscribe to or follow the channel.
We'd really love that.
Yes, and we would love for you to leave a comment with your thoughts, your impressions, or requests for other Japanese songs you want us to cover next. Until next time, this has been Japan Lyric Room,